it's Lindsay from the blog Books for Christian Girls, and today I'm filming the first video I've ever filmed with my hair up. Okay, that was an odd trivia fact, but just in case you wanted to know, I've never filmed a video with my hair up before, besides like the building bookshelf stuff. That is not the point of this video. This is not like a book hair tutorial. Could I make that happen? No, okay. Anyway, so today I'm going to be sharing the best books I read this summer. And to be honest, I feel like I didn't do nearly as much reading as I typically would because I did school through the summer in hopes of graduating college early. So it was a little crazy, and it still is a bit crazy for many reasons. But I was able to find about 6 books I really liked. I would have liked to found a 7th one because I'm not a fan of the number 6. I apologize. But I couldn't find another one I really wanted to talk about today. So these are the books I read from June to beginning of September-ish that got really high ratings and I really enjoyed them. Let's get started. Also, my neighbor is currently trying to pressure wash their house that looks perfectly fine while I'm filming. So in case you hear any background noise, I apologize, but... So the first book I read that I really liked and I ended up giving it the highest rating out of all of these, 4.5 stars, was Once Upon Eliza by Erin Mango. I love this book. I love Eliza. Eliza and I'm pretty sure I'm related to her in some way because our personalities, she's either me or I'm related to her or just something about that because there's a lot of things she said. I'm like, I totally would have said that in this situation. It's great. There's not many book characters I feel very related to, but when I do, they're always an Erin Mangum main girl. I don't know what that is. I love Erin Mangum books. Y'all know this. So this is book number 2 in a fantastic trilogy that I also just read book 3 and it was so good. But I read that one in October, so I won't count it for a summer favorite reads. Best books I read this summer. There's the title of this video. But I did really enjoy this one. There's glitter all over this book, Ellie, and it's not coming off. This is what it means to be a bookstagrammer right here. There is glitter on my book. So this book, Eliza is a nurse, and that's her job, but she is a lot more than just a nurse. She is hilarious and witty, and she has 2 great best friends and a very protective older brother, and I don't know why, but I really like that book plot. I think that's always entertaining and fun, and it worked in this one because it was so much fun and entertaining, and I loved it. You also have the friend who actually really likes Eliza and keeps proposing, but she's not quite so sure about it. And then the spiritual content is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. This entire trilogy has incredible spiritual content. Absolutely incredible, and I love it, and it's just so... It is just a fantastic book. If you haven't read an Erin Mangum book, please fix that, because you should. This one is definitely a favorite of mine by hers because Eliza was fantastic. Also read this summer in my birth month of June was The Orphans Wish by Melanie Dickerson. This is an Aladdin retelling. It is connected to different books in the series. I felt like this one was the one though that had the least like connecting to the other series. If you read it, you know what I mean. If you don't, I'm not sure how to explain it. So I do know quite a few people weren't a fan of this one because of all the flashbacks to when the couple was, or they weren't really a couple, but when the main 2 characters were younger because they grew up together, they know each other, and I know a lot of people are like, no thank you. But I personally really liked it that way because we got to see how their friendship bloomed and just how they fell for each other, more like he fell for her, but it was just really, I thought it was really sweet and cute and very different from like the typical romance book in the sense of the couple meets in the book, like within the pages of the book, or they re-meet within the pages of the book. And this one we got to see a good chunk of their story and I really liked that. It also means that, do you know what this also means though? That this book is on here? The Warrior Maiden. The Warrior Maiden. I have that on my Kindle. Yeah, I have it on my Kindle and I'm trying not to like spontaneously combust because I want to read it so bad. But all these silly papers and reports and research jugs and group projects and... But yes, for this video though, The Orphans Wish was one of the best books I read this summer. I had 2 books on this list that were kind of a surprise. Looking back when I first started it, I didn't necessarily have low hopes, but I didn't also have high hopes. mediocre hopes, maybe. Just in the sense of I wasn't expecting to dislike it, but I also wasn't expecting to really love it. And 2 books I ended up really liking. So the first book was My Heart Belongs in Galveston, Texas, Madeline's Search by Kathleen Ybarra? I know I'm saying that wrong. I apologize. Well, number 1, y'all know I'm from Texas, so like I like Texas-themed books, obviously. Okay, so this is set in 1880, and it goes in between Louisiana and Galveston. And for those who don't know, Galveston is an island off of the coast of Texas over by the Gulf of Mexico. It's very... I'd like to hope it one day it was prettier. It's Texas pride because it's the only beach type thing we have besides Corpus Christi. But it's not really the prettiest, but we love it anyway because it's Texas. I really don't think this was taken here. I really don't think this was taken in Galveston. This is too blue of water. And honestly, we have a lot of hurricanes, and so that makes it icky too. So, sorry Galveston. Great history though. Like, cause like the hurricane of the 1900s, that was mind-boggling to learn about and read about. And Miss Janice Thompson actually has a book about that. And Miss Janice and Miss Kathleen are friends, so you know, fun! Okay, there's another trivia fact. I'm just giving you all kinds of trivia facts. So in this story, he is a Pinkerton agent, and she is a journalist who is trying to prove to her father that, hey, I'm a good writer. And she becomes a companion to a mysterious widow. The Pinkerton agent is then hired by that rich widow to find her long-lost granddaughter. So it's a mystery, there's a teeny tiny bit of suspense, but it's a really good historical mystery. And I wasn't expecting it to be a mystery, in all honesty, so that kind of took me by surprise, and I enjoyed it even more because, yay, mysteries! Mysteries are so much fun, yeah. And then you have a lot of history with pirates and all that kind, and the hurricanes and storms and all of that, so it was very interesting. And as a Texas girl, I really enjoyed more Texas books. There was a couple parts I'm like, oh, is it gonna go this way? Oh no, it's gonna go this way. I wasn't quite sure, and how it ended up, I really enjoyed it. And then that second book, I was surprised by. That I'm like, okay, I'll read it. I didn't necessarily have low hopes, I didn't have high hopes. I'm just like, maybe I'll enjoy it. And I did enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars. And that was The Hope of Azul, there's no L, Springs by Rachel Fordham. I'm doing great with names, obviously. I apologize. Okay, so this is technically regarded as a romance book. I would like to argue that because the beginning and the middle, it was so not love at first sight, which can we just... Do you know how rare that is in historical Christian fiction? If you've read the genre, you know it's always love at first sight. Or they really dislike each other, but they keep checking each other out. It's just awkward. And this one was not like that. They were legit friends. They were friends. And then it grew to more. Yes. I need more books like that. Yes, please. To be honest, this book did have its really sad moments. I'm just like, oh. Maybe it's just because I'm very near and dear about orphan care and advocating for orphans. And the main girl was orphan, so we do get the flashbacks of that. So that could be triggering to some, so just a warning on that. But honestly, there were such beautiful moments in this book as well. And that's weird for me to say about a book, that a book was beautiful. I'll say a cover is beautiful. But the inside pages of a story, I don't say a book is beautiful often. But there were parts in this that I'm just like, oh. I honestly, truly, really, really liked so many aspects of this book. And then that epilogue, I was doing good holding back my tears until that epilogue, because that epilogue was so sweet. Not doing a really good job explaining about these book plots. However, they're really good, and you gotta just go check them out. I'll leave my reviews linked down below, but you ought to just go check out the book because they're cool. This is a historical fiction, very light romance, and it was such a breath of fresh air. This is actually going to be an author I'm going to watch for her next book on. That already looks really interesting. I'm going to be watching for that one because I was really impressed with this one, and I don't say that lightly. And then another book I gave 4 stars, and I've actually talked about it a bit before in past videos because this was my second time reading it, was Treble in Store by Carol Cox. First thing you need to know, historical, mystery-ish genre. Very interesting. Number 2, really clean. Number 3, the title is punny and I love it. Anyway, so Treble in Store, they run a general store, and by I mean they both have been it's both been willed to them. So there's some conflict of interest on how they think they should run the store and what supplies they should have. But it's a really fun one, and you have the humor, and I really do enjoy this author. I just have to point out, how fun is this back cover? Look how cute that is! I think it's cute. Okay, so yes, this one was one of the best books I read this summer. And the last book I'm going to be sharing about is At Every Turn by Anne Mateer. And I'm not sure if y'all have heard me talk about this book before, to be honest. I did read this. This was my second time reading it this summer, first time reviewing it, so you can go check out the review on BFCG. The main girl has pledged to basically donate $3,000 to this missionary couple to Africa. And I feel like I need to point out that $3,000 in 1916, over 100 years later, is just under $70,000. That's quite a bit. To be honest, I'm not quite sure how accurate that is, but still, that's a lot of money. So, she has pledged to donate this much money. She has a huge heart for the mission field, and I love that so much. There are so many fantastic quotes in this book. But the thing is, her dad is not religious at all and thinks she's nuts for doing this, basically, and that he's not going to help. So she has a plan to take what she knows, which is car races in that day, the car races of that time, not like NASCAR now, but with historical cars of that time period, and she will race them, and she does really good. So you'll have to see how it happens, but it's good. It was wonderful. There is one slight scene in this that I do mention in my review that I'm just like, that's what really, had that not been in there, it probably would have gotten a 5-star rating. But you always gotta have the CAD, which is annoying. It is very minor, but it can be triggering for some readers, so just a heads up on that. The full content is in the review. But yes, other than that, there is a ton of spiritual content. It is a great book, especially for those who are interested in the mission field. You might relate to a lot of her comments that she makes. And it was really a good one. Okay, so I feel like all of those were historical, so oops. But at the same time, I didn't read much this summer, so I'm sorry that they're all kind of more leaning towards the historical side, but we have one contemporary and one fairy tale retelling, so does that help a little bit, maybe? There we go! Yay! These are the best books I read this summer and the summer of 2018. I would love to know if y'all have read any of these. What do you think of them? Are there any that have now been added to your TBR just after me fangirling? Or did you have to go read reviews? If you had to go read reviews, that's fine. Because I don't really do a good job explaining the plot. I'm not very good with that. I try, but yeah, y'all have seen my results of trying. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely let me know what books you've read down below, or if there's any you are now adding to your TBR. I would love, love, love to know. So I'm Lindsey from the blog booksforchristiangirls.blogspot.com, where I post a new review every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have a new video on the channel every other Thursday, kind of, and I'm on Instagram every other day. Bye, y'all!